Good morning, it's meteorologist Michael Fecka. Welcome back to the 8:30 a.m. streaming show we do here every day, Monday through Friday. We start off with a look at your forecast and we'll transition over to your news headlines for the day with Mitch and Casey. So let's get started here with a look at our first alert weather day. So Byron had just added this morning. This is for that chance of some thunderstorms as we go through the day on Friday. Now, I think most of us will just get by with ordinary thunderstorms here, but there is that chance, especially in the afternoon and over western Kentucky, that there could be an isolated severe threat with primarily a damaging wind threat and maybe some flooding. So it's not a huge widespread severe weather threat there, but it may impact some Friday evening plans, especially for those in western Kentucky. So there's a look at your risk. Again, most of us just outlooked for your ordinary shower and thunderstorm activity, but you could see that green area that cuts through to the south and east of Evansville. That indicates that level 1 out of 5 threat, that isolated risk for a strong to severe thunderstorm. So again, not expecting anything major moving through, but there is that chance for maybe a damaging wind gust for Friday afternoon. But most of that should clear out of here through Friday evening, and then we'll have some more shower and thunderstorm, not thunderstorm, but shower chances as we get into Saturday, which I'll break down the details of that as well. But it does look like the best chance for severe weather will be farther off to the south and east of the tri-state through south central Kentucky and down into central Tennessee, including the Nashville area. So that's where the better odds are, but we do still have that very, very isolated risk here for Friday. So that's what that alert is in there for, more of an abundance of caution for you all. But taking a look at our headlines here, let's go back to what we can expect for at least today and tomorrow are going to be beautiful. Very warm, sunny, and a little bit breezy as well. We've got that chance for some storms on Friday, and then we're going to be turning much cooler, especially for the second half of the weekend. So here's a look at our current setup. We've got an area of low pressure hanging out over the Great Lakes region. It's a fairly weak system here, and it does have a cold front that's extending from the south of it, and that's going to push through the tri-state today, which is why it's going to be a little bit breezy, but it is dry. It doesn't have a lot of moisture with it, so we're not expecting any precipitation out of that frontal passage. And then behind that, we'll have a nice area of high pressure reestablished itself tonight and into tomorrow, and that's going to keep things nice and quiet. But taking a closer look at our Doppler radar, not tracking out any showers, hardly even a few clouds out there. We've got some higher level thin clouds streaming on by, but that's about it. And we started out this morning with temperatures in the mid 40s. We're going to continue to climb up there into the upper 60s to maybe even around 70 degrees by this afternoon. But we've already warmed up by around 10 degrees here in Evansville at around 56 degrees at this hour. But looking at the next 12 hours there, again, plenty of sunshine, many of us topping out at around 70, which is well above average for this time of year. Typically, our highs are topping out in the lower 60s. So very, very warm. Hopefully, you guys can get out there and enjoy it, especially because it's going to be a dry and sunny day. Now, winds are also going to be out of the southwest, helping to warm us up, but it is gusty at times. We could see gusts up to 25 miles per hour. So any loose decorations hanging around outside, maybe an empty trash can, pull that in or weight it down so it doesn't go blowing around the neighborhood. But those winds will calm down gradually overnight tonight. We'll stay clear with colder temperatures dropping back down into the upper 30s to right around 40 degrees for our overnight lows. And then here's our forecast for our Thursday. Another beautiful day out there. Not as warm as we are getting to today, but we'll get back up into the low to mid 60s for tomorrow afternoon with a generous amount of sunshine. But there's a look at your rain and storm chances again. We're expecting that cold front to slide through Friday afternoon into Friday evening there. Again, most of us are going to get by with just your ordinary thunderstorms, but there is that isolated severe risk for potentially maybe a damaging wind gust, especially over western Kentucky. And then we'll have another system kind of swing through on Saturday. That Saturday system a little bit up in the air at this point in time. Both models show it, but some show a little bit greater coverage of some spotty showers. Others show a fairly dry day out of Saturday, so it'll just depend over the next day or so what exactly happens with that low. But one thing is for certain, once that system clears out of here for Saturday, it is going to get very cold out there. Temperatures are going to drop, and it actually will feel like winter, especially as we get into those overnight lows Sunday and then again Monday night. So let me show you that in a moment, but let me talk about the timing of everything moving here through the next couple of days. High pressure builds in through tonight and into tomorrow, but pushes off to our east through Friday. And now here we are Friday morning, or late Friday morning, we could start to see a couple of those showers pop up along the leading edge of that cold front. You'll notice it is fairly spotty. Again, it's not a widespread risk here for severe weather, but as that front crashes farther off to the south and east, you'll notice it gets a little bit more organized over western Kentucky, but mainly through central and south Kentucky for that severe storm threat. But again, it's a fairly isolated chance here in our viewing area as well. But there's that front clears out of here through Friday evening, and we'll wake up Saturday on the drier side. But as we get into Saturday night and into early Sunday morning, we'll have another system kind of swing to our north. And depending on how much moisture that system picks up, we may get some light spotty showers out of that through Saturday evening, but not expecting anything major. Now, when we start to turn a little bit into the start of next week, that low pushes off to the north and east, and it looks like some cooler air is going to be plunging in from the north. And as that cooler air plunges in from the north, there is that, depiction here on this model that it is showing that chance for maybe some flurries. The other model, the GFS, doesn't really show that chance for flurries either, so they're kind of a little bit of a disagreement, but a lot of the times the European model has a colder bias, so it's showing snow, but it probably will actually be rain if we do see any light showers out of that through Monday. So I'm sure you're going to be seeing a lot of that on social media, first flakes of the season. Again, I'm not holding my breath, and if we do even see flurries, they're not going to stick, so I don't really think it's going to be a huge issue, even if we do see something out of that on Monday. But again, European model leans a lot colder than the GFS does, and then again, the GFS doesn't really show that chance for any showers, snow showers or rain showers here this weekend or into the start of next week. So that's just something we'll be watching there. But again, one thing is for certain is it is going to start to feel like winter out there. Looking at our temperature outlook for November 11th through the 15th, you can see we're expected to remain below average for once. A lot of the times when we pull up that temperature map, it always shows the reds and the oranges indicating above average temperature. So a little bit of a change here for us, but we'll remain above average through the weekend, or at least through Saturday. And then once that front moves through for Saturday night, look at the drop in the temperatures. We go from 68 potentially on Saturday down into the lower 40s for our highs on Sunday and then on Monday. But check out those overnight lows Sunday night into Monday morning, and then again Monday night into Tuesday morning, down potentially into the mid-20s. So that would be our very first hard freeze of the year if it were to get that cold. So a whole lot of a weather whiplash headed our way within the next 7 days. So a nice shot of spring here through today and into tomorrow, but then we're plunged right back into reality as we head into the end of the weekend, into the start of next week with temperatures in the 40s. But there's a look at your 7-day forecast. I'm going to take this full screen so you guys can take a better look at it. Again, dry today and tomorrow. Temperatures topping out in the upper 60s to lower 70s this afternoon. We'll hold on to the 60s through the end of the work week there. We're tracking out that chance for some scattered showers and storms through Friday afternoon and into Friday evening. And there is that isolated severe weather risk. Again, I don't think we're all going to get into that. I think most of us are just going to skate by with your ordinary thunderstorms, but it could be impactful for some Friday evening plans. And then once we get into the weekend, some more showers possible Saturday, but much, much colder by the time we get into Sunday and Monday. But that's all for the forecast. I'm going to toss things over to Mitch and Casey for a look at your news headlines.
Yeah.
Local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app, on your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app, and stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Well, good morning, and thanks for joining us here for the news portion of your 8:30 stream show. It is Wednesday, November 5th. I'm Mitch Carter.
That's right. I'm Casey Mason. We appreciate you joining us here on our streaming show. Of course, Michael Fecca getting things started for us on really what is a weather saga this week. There's so much happening on the weather front, from cold to warm again to rain to cold. Just so much to keep track of. So obviously, we know you guys want to keep up to date with that. Now we're going to go ahead and switch over to our portion of the show where we bring you guys a couple of headlines from this morning, starting off with some major breaking news really close by to us that we want to continue to cover.
Yeah, keeping things here in Louisville. You've seen it, no doubt, if you've been online at all or any of our national stations, including us here on 14 News. Just continuing coverage this morning here. We know at least 7 people are dead following that plane crash yesterday in Louisville. The UPS cargo plane had just taken off from the UPS Worldport. When it crashed just seconds later, you can see here just all the damage and fire and smoke there on your screen. Governor Andy Beshear says 3 people on the plane were killed along with 4 more on the ground, and the governor said he does expect that death toll to go up. Of course, our sister station Wave down there in Louisville is doing a great job covering this for the past almost 24 hours now as they try to contain that blaze. It appears this morning we had some live looks out there and mostly just smoke right now, which is great news there. But of course, like I mentioned, the governor does expect that death toll to unfortunately continue to climb. Meanwhile, nearly a dozen people were taken to the hospital there, and the NTSB should be on scene already, if not getting there very, very soon this morning. And we do expect them as well to hold a news conference. Hopefully more information will come out as the day continues there.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, we will continue to keep you up to date on that. Now we're going to switch gears a little bit here from that story to want to bring it back local here. We do have a traffic alert we want to make sure folks are aware of as they get ready to head out the door today, going to be hitting the roads. This one's for our friends in Gibson County. Starting today, NDOT will close a lane on State Road 168. So this is going to be just west of that Mackey area. I do have a map you're looking at now. Officials say this is all for a pipe replacement project there. They say it should take about a month to complete. Now, during this time, they are going to add one of those temporary traffic lights there in place just to keep folks being able to move through the area safely and continue to work there in that work zone. Of course, we'll let you know when that project is all wrapped up here in about a month.
Absolutely. And now we've got, massive crashes and traffic alerts. Wanted to end here on a light note. It is not all doom and gloom here. Something to let you know about happening this weekend. One of our favorites here this morning. Of course, Casey, take it away.
I mean, come on now. Maybe you're starting to, get into the holiday spirit. So this one's definitely going to help. The Vanderburg Humane Society's annual Pet Pictures with Santa event is making its big return. I just love this video. I'm guessing this is probably from last year's event. So sweet. So if you want to check this out, it's going to be taking place, like we said, this weekend at Washington Square Mall on Saturday. That one's from 11 to 5. And then again on Sunday from 11 to 4. So you got 2 chances there. Officials say that all the pets need to be on a leash or in a carrier until the time of their photo. They say photos may include more than 1 animal if you'd like. Also, kids and adults are welcome in the photos with or without a pet. If you just want a picture with Santa, take advantage of it. But oh my goodness, that's making for a great holiday card, my friend.
It certainly is. That's good footage there. Of course, right now it's 8:44 here. You just heard from Michael Fecca about the script. Today looking very, very nice, but unfortunately looks like it may be our last day up in the 70s for the year, which is unfortunate. And looking ahead now, got an alert day coming up on Friday, and then starting next Monday, early mornings down in the 20s.
I'm not
finally.
ready.
Yeah, it's good for the sunrise, folks.
I started this job in the mid of spring, summer-ish, so it was really nice. And now I don't know, it's going to be a different time for me. So going to have to go get that winter coat down from the attic, as sad as I am to say.
Part of it every year.
I'm very selfish. I want a white Christmas, and then I want it right back to warm temperatures again. Can't we just have it that way?
I know. Right now it's 8:45. It's going to do it for us here on the news portion of your stream show. For those joining us, appreciate it. Please enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you back here bright and early tomorrow.
See you then.